You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your website, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Oh, welcome to Cooper Talk. I'm your host, Steve Cooper, and remember, I'm only as hip as my guests. I have to tell you something, people. On Facebook today, I saw a bunch of my friends complaining about something that happened in my birth state, New Jersey. I guess the governor, who, as you people know, I'm not a big fan of, raised gas taxes. I think it's 23 cents a gallon. And as I was sitting there, I saw this and people were complaining. And I went to fill my car up today and I saw I paid $2.79 for regular and I had to pump my own gas. Now in New Jersey, I think they're paying $2.25 and they don't have to pump their own gas. So I think they have a good deal. And the funny thing about growing up in a state that you don't pump your own gas, and it is a law. When I would go back to see Joanne, I would sit there and I would say, can I just pump gas? And she'd say no. And the weird thing about that is I didn't know how to pump gas. And one time I was on the road somewhere, and I had to get out and pump gas. And I didn't know what to do. Anyway, so you still have a good New Jersey. You're not paying California prices. But we have a great show today. And I'm glad my guest manager sent me the pronunciation of her name because it's a spelling. I wasn't sure, but my guest is Joya Bruno. How you doing, Joya?
I'm good, and I'm a Jersey girl, and Jersey girls don't pump gas.
You know what?
That's with me, man.
You know what's funny? My girlfriend Joanne, when she moved out here, she was like, for the first 3 months, she's like, I'm not going to pump gas. It's gross. And I would actually go with her down the street to the gas station, pump her gas, and then just walk back up. And people were like, what are you doing? She has to get over it. I'm
You're
like,
a good
guy. You know what? It's the way it is. So you're originally though, you were born in Italy, right?
Yes, I was.
And now how long did you live there?
I was born on vacation, Steve. It's nothing really extravagant. It was like back all those years ago. I'm not going to say how many. Google it. My families would make plans to take trips way in advance, and my mom had 3 kids, and then she got knocked up right after she made plans to take a boat across to Italy. So she was 7 months pregnant when we went, and so I was born there in Bari, Italy, in Corato, and stayed there, I believe, about 6 months, maybe a couple more, and pretty much grew up in New Jersey, where I still spend most of my time, but I also have a place in Florida, so I'm actually down here right now, down in Florida for just a few more days. I'm back to Jersey for the cold winter. It must be crazy. You
know what? It's usually the other way around. People leave Jersey and go to Florida. You're going back. Hopefully, I was bi-coastal for 2 years, a few years ago, and I got lucky because the winters weren't the bad ones. But I'll tell you, the Jersey winters, they can stink.
They can what?
Stink. They're
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. When I first went back to Jersey, there was this big old snowstorm, and I was like, yeah, cool, man. And I ran outside with my shovel and a shovel in the driveway, and I'm like, this is awesome. And then 3 days later, there was another one, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And I went again, and blah, 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 blah. And then it rained, and then it turned to ice, and then it snowed again, and I'm like, what's this crap? I cannot deal with it.
I know. I always tell people,
I'm losing it.
Snow's beautiful until you step into that slush puddle that you think it's ice, and then your foot goes through, and your shoe fills up, and you go, I'm out of here. And now I've been in California for 20 years, so I can't take it.
Oh, no snow there. But nice people in California and in Jersey, and my family is up there, my mom, my daughter, my brothers, and my sister, and all of my nieces and nephews. So it makes up for the cold.
Yeah, and Jersey, I fell in love with a Jersey girl.
The snow and the ice and the hail and all that.
I fell in love with a Jersey girl because Jersey still is the best girls around, and I will stay that.
Her name is Joanna?
Joanne, yeah.
Joanne. Okay, and I'm Joya. A lot of people call me Joanne a lot. Good job with the name, by the way, or I should just think, well, for giving you the right pronunciation.
Oh yeah, well I was sitting there, I looked at it because it is a unique spelling. And then now how did that name come about? And is it a family name or how did?
It absolutely is. It is. My mother's maiden name was DiGioia, so it's capital D-I, capital G-I-O-I-A. And she just decided, I'm going to name this one Joya, give it up for her dad and get a little bit of because her father had 3 daughters. So, the name gets to travel on. And plenty of people that I've met over the course of my life and years, I love your name. They named their babies Joya, and it was just so touching and so kind, that people actually like it. Yeah, it's still not an overused, you still don't, people are like, I've never heard of that name. And it's always nice. People I was in the hospital the other day with a friend, and they're like, what's your name? Joanne? And I go, no, Joya. And they're like, oh, that's so pretty. And everybody always asks the story, too.
Well, it is a pretty name. And the only thing is, you couldn't ever get a license plate on the boardwalk in New Jersey because they wouldn't have a Joya.
A couple of guys got me one. I don't know, some guys that were working, that were big expose fans and landed up in jail, and whatever the thing that they did in jail was they made license plates. I'm talking a long time ago. I remember somebody sending me a Joya plate, but I don't really need a license plate with my name on it.
I know.
in this business, you get enough attention, so you kind of like fly under the radar. And if somebody saw the Joya play, they'd be like, "Oh, Joya!"
Right. Now, when did you?
And then
when did you start singing? When did this whole career? Because you've sang, did you always know you wanted to sing? Did someone notice you had a beautiful voice when you were young, or what happened?
I didn't always know I wanted to, but I always sang. My sister and I sang a lot together, just growing up, listening to Carole King records. My sister is 3.5 years older than me, and my brothers are 4.5 and 5.5. So they were listening to really cool music, and so they always kept me to the cool music vibe. And so I grew up a real rocker, and that's what I went on. And I started singing in a rock band at about 16. Mom pulled me a fake ID and came along with me whenever she could, and made sure everything was cool. And so yeah, my very first band was at 16 and a half, I believe, and it was called Keep-Back. And we're getting ready to have a reunion, which I'm very excited about. We just have to all get together because everybody from that group kind of grew into their own lives. Some are playing music, some are just all over the country. So we're hoping to do that up in the the New York area this winter, because I'll be home and it'll be great. Just play all those old songs. But on top of that, I've been writing all my life and, just sort of messing around with music on my own. I was just trying new things and whatnot. Expose sort of popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Down in Florida.
Because you were 16 and a half.
I was in Florida in a big show. I decided I had had enough of New York, and I think I just had gotten mugged, and I kind of whisked away from that unharmed. And said, I'm going to go look at the Village Voice and see if there's like something else, somewhere else. And so I did. And I went to an audition, and I got the job to come down to sing with this, really incredible show band with, multiple singers, piano player, section, the whole deal. And we were called the Gee Whiz Band, and we played in a club called Gee Whiz. And that's when I guess somebody must have heard about me on the Expose team, on the Pantera production side, and that's when they came and they, sort of spotted me and gave me their card and said, "We're going to make you a star." I think it was Frank Diaz, and he's no longer with the company there. Well, the company is pretty much disbanded, but he's the guy who came in, and I was like, "Go away."
Right. I mean, you had to be a little skeptical.
I don't even know what dance music is. So I know. And I had an attitude, and I just didn't, But I ultimately went to the audition, sang Let Me Be the One, and I thought, this is R&B music. This isn't dance music. I could so do this. And then I met the girls, and it was weird, howbeit, but they were really cool. And, and then all the drama started, because anytime you get into that's put together, there's going to be ups and downs, and do I know you? Can I trust you? What's going on? And so there was a lot of that. Now, after 30 years, we're sisters. We're married. We still go have our ups and downs, but it's almost cool. I got to say, it's a weird thing, but it's all good, they're my sisters, and, you don't get along every day, all the time. You don't have the same opinions, and we're three completely different women, but we do okay, and now that we have our name and we can make some more decisions and do more stuff, we're looking towards the future. We have a lot going on, so hopefully everything will work out for us. 30 years is a long time to be together. Original, members. It's been great. It's been a great ride. And we're not done with it yet.
Did you, when you joined that band, when you look back, you're a very young age, and did you ever, what did you expect when you joined that band? I'm sure you didn't expect to be around 30 years later, but did you, what did you expect going into that band? Did you just say, hey, I'm going to do this because it looks like a good opportunity? And were you surprised that you guys just took off?
We were always pleasantly surprised. We'd get an opportunity, a song would do well, we'd get a video, watch it or on MTV or hear it on the radio, and it's just monumental. To be expected, we didn't know what to expect. It was our first time going around. So, yeah, it was a lot of success in a small amount of time, and a lot of a lot of heartbreak, a lot of confusion, and the business of music, which we were not really quite in tune with at that point. And, you know, there was a lot of ups and downs, but through it all, we always, you know, we came out together, and we're still doing our thing. We're touring and, you know, writing music and singing music, looking towards the future of new music. And, you know, it's exciting for us. We always, funniest thing, we always have the best time when we get together, no matter what goes on in between. There could be a little spat about this or that, but when we get back together, like on the road, which is pretty much all the time, it's like we just look at each other like, well, like, we need to talk this out or whatever. And it's just, it's an amazing relationship with these two women. You know, I don't know that I've ever had such a relationship as this in my life. You know what I mean? I'm the single one. So.
Well, it would make sense because, you know, I mean, you guys, you had your ups and downs, and you were a huge band, you know, and you're popular, and you all grew together. I mean, that's something that, you know, you're hitting that age when you started, when, you know, most of us are starting to get, like, I got out of college, I got a sales job. You know, you guys were stars. What
started singing?
Yeah, what changed for you when you started getting the success? And, you know, did you feel yourself changing, and was it hard to sit there and all of a sudden, you know, be a big name?
You know, that's a tricky question because on a lot of levels we all change. You know, every experience in your life leads you to something else, and some, you know, revelation, or how to do this or how to do that or how to handle this or that, or what you've learned from it is like, damn, I'm never going to do that again. I think that though in the process we were kept so in the dark, and which leads a person to just continue to maintain a humbleness that I think that all three of us have done, versus, you know, hey, I'm all that, check me out. You know, it was more like, you know, I was raising a family. I at the time a baby. I had a baby in 1988. The girls now have 5 kids between themselves, and a little soccer team. I don't know how many people on the soccer team. I don't know, but they're so cute. They're always playing sports and doing stuff, and we hear stories about the kids. And but I started that a long time ago, so I was forced more to really stay under the radar and kind of be chill. I think, you know, Jeanette living out west and stuff maybe got a lot more attention because she was around, you know. I just kept it really, I just kept a small world around me. It was a very simple life, and I'm used to that, you know. Growing up in Jersey, you really can't be all about yourself. You can't be all that, you know.
You'll get knocked down.
Laid back. I mean, unless you're from the Jersey Shore, and then, well, you know, I went there, but I'm not from there, so.
Now,
really, those people aren't from there either. They're from what, Staten Island or something?
Oh, that TV show?
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. Oh God, they were one was from Staten Island, one was from Rhode Island, and I'm like,
I still get that all the time. Oh, so you watched the Jersey Shore? I never watched it. Saw a couple of. Well, my thing, but ultimately, it's really important to stay humble, and I think the three of us have. And like I said, the girls are raising their kids and their families, and you know, and we make it all work. We call ourselves the weekend warriors because, you know, we can't just fully be on tour every single day of the year and maintain a family lifestyle and be there for our kids. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
We'll
see what happens, though. We're doing a lot of work.
Now, when you, what was it like for you when you guys got top 10 hits? Like, how did people tell you that? Like, does your manager say, hey, this song's doing great? I mean, how did you gauge?
Hey, we read billboards. You know, we kept up on things. We knew exactly what was going on. We were doing promotion. We would go to different countries and do different television shows. And yeah, we were out there. You know, we were very involved. I think it would have meant more if contractually we had a better deal. So we had the fame, maybe not the fortune kind of issue. And so it sometimes felt like, you know, that they were our, you know, that the agencies and the companies the companies were slave drivers. We were working 9 shows a week on the road, city to city. I mean, it got really, you know, that's why I think I lost my voice in the beginning in 91 was because it was just a grueling sort of life for us. But but I can't say that I wouldn't do it any differently. We learn again what we learn, and now I'm singing again, and everything is good in that department, and we're all together, and the three of us, now it's our company, and we're touring on our terms, and it's just been an incredible experience of growth and friendship and, sisterhood, all of those things. It's been amazing. So whatever happened, whatever it was, we had to go through, we got through it, and we're good.
Now, where were some of your favorite places to play? And even to now, where are some places like you sit there? I mean, when people say, hey, here's a concert tour you can do, and where would be some of the places you would pick? I mean, what crowds have you?
US of A, Stevie. I love this country, and I love performing all over this country. There's no particular place. I judge it on the audience that we're performing for, and I gotta say, 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, the audience brings the energy and the love and the commitment to the group, and it's life-changing every single time, when you get out there and you see 8,000 people who know the words better than you. That would be me. I'm not going to say that for Ann and Jeanette. But that know all the words, and they're there. And these aren't just like kids. These are people who grew up with us. People I recognize. We all recognize. We have so many wonderful friends that we've met through Facebook and the social media. And I connect, and we all connect with different people. But when we do a show, very, very often we'll have a big old party afterwards at either our hotel, usually the lobby of whatever hotel we're in, and people bring, like, if we're in Philly, they bring Philly cheesesteaks. If we're in California, it's like some awesome freaking, I don't know, used tacos, I think was the last time, and just a big party, and, it's just, it's like, I don't know, it's amazing. It's like just being in school or on a camping trip,
It must be. I mean, it must be amazing. It must feel great too. That you're right. The people, like, when I told Joanne a year ago, she's like, "Oh my God, I love Expose." Like, you guys are one of those bands. No, she was like, and she's my age. I just turned 53. She's 50. And she's like, that was the music.
We're the same age.
Yeah, that's the music you would hear at the clubs. That's the stuff we grew up with, and that's what's cool. Like, especially for her, she's like, "Oh my God, it's so cool." It must be amazing for you when you do, as you said, when you sing and these people know all the words. How do you feel on stage when this happens, when you just feel the admiration?
I'm, of course, excited and happy, that they're there and that they care. There's nothing better than, imagine getting on stage and performing and nobody gives a darn, you know what I mean? It's like you want, like I said, it feeds us, and we have to get out there, and no matter what happened that day or that week or that month or who lost someone in their lives or whatever, and we have to bring it 100%. And so we have to match them, because they're there and they're bringing it 100%. There's a lot of stuff they can be doing, especially, like, we play in Vegas all the time. How many shows are there in Vegas that we should be able to go there, play at the Orleans Arena, and it's packed? It's life-changing every time we do a show, and we're always so grateful. Thank you so much for coming out here and taking us, to hang out with on a Saturday night. So, it's monumental, and again, you have to keep yourself grounded, because nobody likes a full of themselves biatch, you know what I mean?
Right.
And after all these years, am I really going to think that coming out and singing "Let Me Be the One's" going to make me, I just want to do it for them. And so, and for me a little, it's fun to sing, and for us, because it's great to be on stage with these two amazing women and have them support me and vice versa, always around. We're all singing leads, we're all backing each other up, we're all supporting each other when somebody's having a rough day and somebody gets sick, or, "Oh my God, can you hit that note for me?" It's teamwork, and those are the lessons you learn when you get to experience life as a singer in a 3-girl group or in any group, But having 3 women there, 3 women on stage that get to support each other on a regular basis, it's even when we have a shit day, we get up there and we put all that aside, and we perform and we come off stage better people every time. It
is like that. I used to do stand-up comedy for years on the road, and you would always have to bring it. You'd have to perform. And I remember one guy, you could tell when he'd get in an argument with his wife because his whole act would be like woman bashing, and the crowd would be like, what the hell? And you can't do that. You have to keep it, as you said, the fans are there for you. So now you got sick when you were recording the third album?
It was before the third album. They had to replace me on the third album.
What?
Because we kept trying to get me better, and my voice wasn't coming back. So they finally hired Kelly. I guess they had, I don't know how many, people they auditioned or what, but Kelly was a good fit for Anne and for Jeanette, and she's a lovely person. And she came in and she sang. I don't know that she had leads on the third, but I know that she sang all through it, all the background vocals and everything else. I don't know if she came later or what the timing situation was. I was just miserable, hiding out in my room kind of situation. So I don't know on how that all went down, but Anne and Jeanette certainly would. It was hard. Yeah, it was hard. It was what I wanted to do my whole life. And, 4 years of barely speaking and trying to, I don't know, just grow as anything but a singer. So I opened a school for kids that pretty much brought the arts and it was drama. It was any instrument you wanted to learn. I'd find a teacher, vocal and dance to my life. I brought a partner in. She was lovely, and we taught kids shit. That's what we did, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then after 4 years of that, and experiencing how momzillas are, I decided maybe I might just try my hand at some songwriting and some rock and roll again, because if I'm going to sound raspy, then let me sing the genre that I started singing in. So I started there, and then, it's time, exercising my voice and songwriting with a number of different writers. I just continued, it just came back.
What?
I have Lyme disease, all right? And I got so sick in 2009 with Lyme disease that went undiagnosed for a year. I could barely walk. I think it was about 85 pounds. My hands looked like I was 95 years old, and my face would sort of move. Like, you could look at my face and you would see these lumps moving across it. It was the weirdest, most whacked out version of Lyme disease I have ever seen or experienced. And I know a lot of people have it, but man, I had some strain that was scary to look at. And even my best friend, May, she's like looking at me like, honey, there's something wrong with your face. And I'm like, what? Stop staring at me like that. It was horrible.
How was it misdiagnosed?
So I ended up finding a doctor from Jersey and I went a million times. I think I went to the ER 16 times in 2009, 8 to 9, and they never tested me for Lyme. I kept saying that. They're like, well, did you see a target rash? I said, no, I never saw that, but it could have been on my butt. I don't see my butt. It could have been in my hair, on my head. I just never saw it. They checked that box off, and they knocked it out of the, and it was no longer an option. But my whole point is, I thought it was finally diagnosed, and I went on it was almost kind of like chemo. I had the Piclop and the 7 antibiotics for 4 months straight, and it made me sick as hell, and I didn't think I'd ever be the same. But after about a year after the treatment, I'm feeling pretty darn good. And I think I'm probably one of the first people I've ever heard of who got over it. I don't believe I have it anymore. I have no side effects of anything. I'm just okay. And I believe that if mind over matter, you have to just take control of your life. And I did with that, and thank God they diagnosed it, and I'm moving forward. And, I'm going to continue with this group and doing what we do best, but continue to keep my options open and write and sing other music and, be a human being,
So
can't just keep on,
When you originally got diagnosed with your voice was leaving. How did you face that? Like, I mean, I just said you wanted to do, you're like,
I cried.
I mean, was it, did you go into a really big depression? Because you're young, you guys are popular, and now you're going, oh my God, I can't do this. I mean, how did you overcome that? I mean, what was there a certain effect that something
I had
happened?
a little girl. I had Brianna, and I was a mother, and I'm a mother first, and so I did what I had to do. You know, that's why I got involved in a new business. I took care of my daughter, and I prayed a lot, and I tried to live as healthy as I could and do what the doctors told me, and sought mounds of specialists and vocal therapy and breathing therapy and food therapy and everything, just like I did when I got Lyme. I looked for every single option that could help me, and in both situations, I came out on top. You know, I don't know that I have the same voice that I had before, or the range, but it's taught me how to really work with the range I have, and so whatever. You learn from every bad experience, you know?
Right.
Sorry, but I were in the other.
Now, you recently recorded a Christmas album, right?
No, I did that last year, and we just found the mother lode, so we're putting it back up online for sale. I just put out another record last weekend. You know, I love doing records for my Facebook fans and for Expose fans, and just on my own label, just my short run of, hey, there's only 300, 400 of these, or 3,000, 5,000 of those, or, some are really super limited, and it's just for fun. And I do that with Will, who you've been talking to, and he's like my energy, that boy. I tell you what, he's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. He's always like, I gotta do it. I had an idea. Let's do this. I got that. Like, I just found all these songs you recorded. When did you record these? When did you write these? Like, so it's really cool stuff. It's like, oh my God, if James Taylor would call me with ideas. Like, if James Taylor put out a songwriter record that nobody ever heard anything, I would go ballistic. So I always try to think like, okay, let's just imagine we're bigger than we really are. I think, okay, on a smaller level, maybe 20 people want to write a record. No, I'm kidding. No, I do it with all the excitement and love and energy as I can. And every time I'm like, I can't believe we sold out of that. Like, people really want to hear what I got. So that's kind. The people are great, man. People are great. They're just awesome.
What made you decide to do a Christmas album? Because I love Christmas music. I'm one of those people, I have to watch Charlie Brown. I used to go.
Will made me. This was a Will project.
Okay. And just because and then now, did you pick the songs? What was the whole process? Because I'm a big Christmas music fan.
Well, I did an Italian song for my mother. I sat with Sue, my songwriter darling friend of mine, and we just played around with a few songs and tried to decide what would work for me. We just kind of went back and forth with a few things. I want to get back home so I can work on a Christmas record now, but I ended up coming down to Florida in sort of an emergency, so it knocked 2 weeks off my schedule that I'll never get back, but it's all good. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get it all done and actually go through and have everything manufactured so that people could get it for Christmas. I think that's kind of the reason why, not knowing, we decided to go back and put out last year's Christmas record, because it was one of those late situations where a lot of people didn't get them or couldn't get them in time for Christmas. So hoping that they can now. Excuse me. And we put together this new CD because I am going to do my very first Comic-Con, Rhode Island Comic-Con. It's in May. And I'm also going to show up at Comic-Con November weekend. I think it's the 11th or 12th or something like that. There's another Comic-Con. I think it's in Boston or whatever, but I'll get you the information. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to hang out with the Glow Girls of Wrestling because we're doing a cruise together in February. So I'm just going to go there, hang out, make a lot of noise, and have some records and some photos for people, and take some pictures, and meet some fans that I might not have met before, or that I might have met before, and get to know the girls before they throw me on this ship and kick the crap out of me.
So you're going to be wrestling.
No, they're going to be wrestling, but from what I'm hearing, they're going to throw me in the ring, and I have no idea. I can't even throw a good right left foot. I mean, I'm a pansy-ass fighter, man. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
How did you get involved with Glow? This is fascinating. I mean, that's something,
This is a Will thing, too. This is Willie Golly, and he, I think there's a Diana Prince. I think he did it through Diana Prince. I don't know how she's connected, and I should know more, and I'm so sorry I don't, but through Facebook, social media, he hears about things, and he's like, Glow Girls, 80s, Joya, whatever. Let's put it together. And so we did, and it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. The only thing I'm stressing about, little Clementine behind, my little dog, for a full 9, 11, 10 or 11, whatever days. The idea that she's going to just go into a massive depression is upsetting me. But other than that, I'm sure there'll be plenty of margaritas, and I'll get over it, and she'll sleep through the whole thing. That's all I can hope for.
What kind of dog is it?
She's a Jack Russell terrorist.
Okay. Now, do you take her on the road with you?
She comes everywhere with me. Sometimes if it's a quick flight to California or somewhere that takes a long time to get to, I don't put her through that. I leave her with family members and friends. But she's with me now. I'm down in Florida, and whenever I drive to a show, I take her. And if I'm going to go out and stay somewhere for a while, of course I take her with me. But when it's just like, okay, I got a show on Friday or on Saturday, I'm going to fly out Friday night, and I'm not going to put her through all that flying and all that stuff. I'll just have her just be comfortable at home.
Now, as you've grown older and been in the business longer, how has your writing style changed? Does it reflect on maturity? I mean, where do you find your ideas when you write? And then how did you find your writing partner?
I have a bunch of writing partners. You find who you connect with. I mean, I've had I think that there's not even one writing partner that I've ever worked with that I didn't connect with. That's weird. That's good, right?
That's very good. You want to connect.
Yeah, as long as you're honest, and you write the truth from the heart. It's always either a story of my own, something I've seen, something someone who is close to me has gone through. Sometimes it's a theme. Like Sue and I wrote a song called Full Body Baby, and it's about wine. We had to write a song about wine. It's the most amazing song. I freaking love this song. It's so great. It's like not in the songwriter stage. I don't know that we completely finished it yet, but it's a finished song. You know what I mean? If you heard it, you'd be like, that is so cool. And the funny thing is, we're writing about wine, and somehow, and I'm a hetero chick, okay? Somehow, it ended up, it almost describes a woman, and which is really kind of sexy and cool, but it has this sort of a reggae vibe going on. I'm like, let's do a little reggae beat in there, yeah. And I'm like looking up everything I need to know about wine, and then just kind of getting my little beats, because I kind of write like a drummer, and get my grooves going on, and together we came up with this like incredible song that I'm still holding on to. Like, I know that this could be a huge song for just any winemaker on the planet, because I can always change the names of certain things. But on top of that, it's just such a cool, vibey song. I'd love to introduce it to the LGBT community, because it's just a sexy song about women. You're a full body baby. You got the legs that keep me going crazy. It's totally hot. Sometimes I just, I don't know why is it. Maybe because I'm in the community so much. Probably, again, 99 out of 100 of my friends, and I have loads of wonderful people in my life. Most of them are under that umbrella, They're one of many letters, and they're the best people in the world. So sometimes I write from that point of view. It's wherever I land,
When did you know that you had a big LGBTQ following, and was it always around? And, I talked to Jade Starling was on the show, and she has a very big following in that community, and they're very loyal fans. When did you find you had that big following, and how have you communicated with them and been involved with the whole situation?
Well, that's all about social media too. But ultimately, when I came back in 2001 with some of my own dance music, I just started playing in gay bars. So Expose has a gay following, but so does Joya. You know, I mean, I was out last night singing in the parking lot of Wicked Manners, you know, and got the mic, jumped on stage just for fun. It's Wicked Manners is a town here in South Florida that is just about practically 100% gay, you know, gay, lesbian, transgender, everybody. And I bought a house right here because I consider it home. And so I just went out, hung out with some friends from New York and from Florida, and hey, I got this new song, come on, let's record, jump on stage, do it. You know, it's just the most accepting, most loving, and incredible community to be around. I mean, holy crap, my life would be nothing without it. I mean, I don't even know if I'd be around. I don't know, because I'm just so happy and spiritually lifted every day by these wonderful, wonderful friends and incredibly artistic people and creatives and loving hearts. You know, it's just a great world for me. And I got to be born at a time where people are more accepting and where I could surround myself with those people. And you know, we didn't always, it wasn't always like this.
You know, that
so far from it.
You're right, because I was talking to someone about this the other day. You know, I went to college in New Jersey, a small school, and I had a friend who back then, I mean, and this was in the mid-'80s. I graduated in '86. Being gay wasn't accepted back then. I mean, and it's weird because it's so, like, now it's great because once the marriage passed, I see so many guys I went to high school with or college that are getting married. And it's a community that, you know, if you're in your 50s or in our age group, you know, they had to hide it back then. And when you think about it, it really sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you asked me a question, and ultimately back in 1985, 89, whatever, even 91, we didn't realize we had this huge gay following. It wasn't until we came back out and everybody finally came out of the damn closet that I was like, I it, you know, like, and I was like, yeah, because there's just nothing that makes me happier nothing makes me happier than finding out that one of my friends is comfortable enough to just be who they are and stand up for who they are and what they believe in, and just to be, and let me tell you something. I mean, I know that there are still states and people and the negativity's out there. I mean, it is on every level, but every single day more people understand. You know, I just watched Ellen Waiting for Your Call, and I'm like, God, I love that woman. And I remember seeing her do stand-up, freaking 1981 maybe? No, wait.
Yeah, probably back. Yeah, she's been around.
It was a long time ago. And then even after that, and just the transformation of Ellen and what she's brought, you know, to us as individuals, and how she can joke and feel comfortable after everything that she's been through. My God, she was so shunned and kicked, and she's just like this freaking survivor, and it just comes back every single time, and now she owns it, you know? That's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way it's supposed to be for every single person who goes through, you know, yeah, who is gay, lesbian, transgender. I know there's a lot of new numbers. There's a lot of new letters. What is that? I think Q is for questioning.
I don't know. It's always a new letter.
Who cares? Just freaking question it. Just be it. Just experience it, and you make your choices for yourself, and you don't let somebody else make those choices for you. And that's what I just love about living in, you know, this 2016 year. So it's a great thing.
It is a great time. Now, so you were on your solo career. You had a solo career, and you still have one. When did you decide to go back to Expose? And did you have to sit there? I mean, was your voice was back and full? How did that happen? I mean, because, you know, it must have been a weird phase for you.
Well, the girls came and they said, either you do it or we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what happened. And so I went, I want to live. Okay. I'm alive and I'm singing with the girls. Is that a good enough answer for that?
Yeah, I just think it's a big thing, though.
I'm joking. You know what?
I want to know I want to know the dirt, Joe. You're a Jersey girl. I want to hear a Jersey girl.
There's some dirt there, but that's for another time. Ultimately, it was the stars aligned, and everybody was in a situation before any amount of years before that. I was busy working on my own thing, and I really wasn't interested in getting back together. But at the same time, they were having babies, and they weren't really interested in doing anything either. So at a certain point around 2006, we all said, I got tired of going out there and singing my stuff and maybe a couple of songs here and there. And I remember being in Albuquerque, New Mexico, saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not coming back here until I'm with the girls. You know, I'm not doing this again until I'm with the girls. And I don't even think they know that, but I did. It's on tape somewhere. And strangely enough, a few months later, Jeanette called and she's like, what do you think about getting the group back together? Really? I don't know. I think, what do they think? Oh, yeah, she's down with it. So now, I haven't seen these girls in years, at least, I don't know, a lot of years. And the first time we met and we got back together was for a photo shoot. And it was in New York, and I hadn't seen them at all. There's like a lot of red tape and bumps and craziness that went on. But this is actually at the time where I had contracted Lyme disease, but I didn't know it. So I was looking very skinny and very frail and scrawny and not really like myself. But I was excited, and I got everything I could together, got the stylist, the Jeanette. I think Ann had the photographer. Jeanette flew in. We did what we do. It was just like second nature. And we did the photo shoot and made sure to touch me up as much as possible because I looked like hell. And started right there. And shows started coming in, and and we had some ups and downs getting resituated as friends again, as sisters again, and in a very short time, it was like we were right back on the same page, only a better page, We had to fight for our name, which we won in court, in federal court, and and that brings you together, and whatever was going on in our personal lives, which there was very much going on. And this would be a much longer interview, and it's too long. Maybe part 2, we could talk about that. But, we just brought it back together, and we've been together since. It's like about 10 years we're back on the road together.
What was it like? Like, what do you remember a date when you got back together, when you just knew it clicked again? Like, I mean, because you said at the beginning, when you get back together, it's like anything. You've all changed. You've all grown. You were sick, this and that. Was there any certain date when you just sat there and you were, guys were on stage and you went, holy crap, man, we did not lose this.
I don't know if it was when we were on stage. I think it was when we were rehearsing and Ann was breastfeeding Emily. We were listening at my friend Sue's house in her living room, and everything moved around because we wanted to be in the most comfortable place for the baby. That's when I just looked at them and I'm like, holy crap. I mean, everything turned around. I got chills right now just thinking about it. Everything flipped so much because back in 88, it was me breastfeeding and us dancing and learning stuff, and me with my kid on the road, and here's Ann, step 1, step 2, hold on, okay, see Emily, okay, step 3, step 4. Sometimes holding her while she was doing the steps, and it was like, wow, man, this is so cool. I mean, that's when I knew that they were committed, and that we all were committed, and or should have been committed. Should have been committed. But and every day since then, watching Emily grow up, she was just a little bitty thing, and just seeing all these kids grow up. And every time I go out to California or Nevada, and Jeanette's kids are there, and we're on the east side, and Ann's kids are there, and my kid needs to come around a little bit more. I haven't seen her much lately, but yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I'll have to talk to her about that.
You need to talk to her now.
She's an adult now. I need to talk to her now.
Right. Here's a question for you. Now, when you guys got back together, did you think there would be a demand for you? Like, because, if the original line was back together, were you a little bit nervous that you guys might not get booked, or the crowd might have changed their music?
I wasn't, because I had been out doing it. I was out working with some of the same promoters, many of the same promoters that we're working today. So I was like, okay, next time I come, I'm bringing them with me, and let's work this out. So, and then all three of us, of course, got involved in the business of touring. And, I brought everyone I knew to the table, and they did the same, brought everyone they knew. And we worked on our show, and, it was a new business. Really, it was a brand new business. So we had to get the ball rolling and prepare for stuff and, figure out who fits the best where, and great with paperwork and numbers, and she's great with contracts and stuff like that, her and her husband. And then Jeanette is amazing because a lot of her bands have come out of Vegas, where she lives, and so she gets them in the studio and this and that. And I was more about, keeping in touch with the fans with the social media and working with, the web designer, our web designer, Rich Swaden, and Will, who gets very involved, who runs our merch. And, just bringing people together, networking, which I do a lot of. So the three of us got to, we kind of found what we were the best at, and that's what we do together. We don't have a manager. We self-manage. We have an agent, and then a lot of agents come through that agent. So, it's been interesting, but it sort of fell into place, year after year. Now, and now we've made some changes, and we'll see how things go in the next couple of years.
Now, have your performing, have you grown as a performer throughout the years? Have you matured? And also with your writing, because I know when you're doing...
I'm never going to be mature, Steve. What are you talking about? I'm crazy. I'm a crazy bitch. I'm kidding. All right, have I matured? No. I hope so. I'm freaking old. I've definitely matured in a lot of ways that I don't want to think about. But I think, as together as a group, we have definitely matured and come into our own, and, we do what looks and feels and sounds best for all three of us versus, okay, why do you do that? No, it's great on you, but it doesn't look good on me. So, okay, let's change it. So, it's all about keeping an open mind and doing what's right for all three of us. So, we've matured in that way, that's for sure. And as vocalists, absolutely, we're still continuing to sing and to dance and to come up with ideas and this and that. And we've with all these years, what doesn't work for you, so you avoid those situations and you work on the things that do work for you.
Now, how has your writing style changed, and has it?
I still write from my heart. I hope that I come up with more interesting melodies and this and that. I'm actually writing a few songs with Louis Martinet right now, which I plan on finishing when I get home, and then recording in December. I write a lot. I'm a journaler, so a lot of my ideas come from that. And as I grow up, and as I change, and as I see the world for what it is, and all the stuff that goes on in it, it affects me. So I'd like to think that it affects my writing as well.
Now, do you said you're a journaler, and some of your songs come from that. Do you ever just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to write a song, or is it something where it just pops in your head and you run with it from there?
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. I could just sit right down and go, holy crap, this fucked up thing happened. Oh, sorry. I'm the potty mouth.
It's all right, it's fine, don't worry.
This screwed up thing happened, and Sue, come on over, and she'll play a little melody or a chord or this or that, and I'm like, okay, and in a matter of 10 or 15 minutes, it channels into some of the greatest music I've ever written. If it comes from that, if it comes from a deep, sometimes dark, sometimes happy place, that's the best stuff that comes out of me. So, and some crazy crap has happened in my life lately, so I should have some good songs coming.
Now, do you ever start writing a song and then you think it's going to be great, and then you get halfway through and you go, I don't like this. And then what do? Do you try to save it, or what happens there?
I mean, there are songs that I've written that I'm not as crazy about, and even to this day, I'm like, I hate that song. But 100 people will be like, that's the best song, it's my favorite song. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You just never know what's going to please you. It's like a buyer for a big company, right? You go out, you go out and you buy up clothes and you fill up a store with everything to make everybody happy. You don't want to wear half the crap that you put into that store. You don't want to have to listen to half the music that's out there, but you have to remember that you can touch one person and you've touched enough people. And I'm not going to call anything crap if somebody out there is saying that it touched them in a way or in any way. So it's kind of a tough thing. You know, I don't base my songs on how they did on the charts because I don't release them that way. I don't. They're for the fans. I don't care about Billboard. I don't care about record labels. I don't care about any of that crap. I just write because I love to write, and I record and I release so that the people who support me have the option to buy or not to buy or hear and not to, you know what I mean? If they want it, they can have it. It's there. But it's not something that's going to be, you know, it's just not my thing anymore. I did that already. I really like a close-knit sort of social world, you know.
Now,
people who've been following us for years, they deserve new stuff.
What are some of the good letters you get from fans? Like, what are some things that you've touched? Is there any certain examples that someone sent a letter that you just went, wow, this makes it all worth it?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I still actually get handwritten letters. It's amazing. You know, people who've been through hard times and the music picked them back up again, or people who are going through something tough and I could communicate with them, talk to them on the phone. And you know, a friend whose parent had died and was just going through the toughest time. And, you know, my web guy, Rich, he's like, oh man, you need to talk to this guy. He's really a mess. And, you know, we'd set up a call and it's a different kind of world now, you know. All you have to do is, and pretty much everybody has my phone number, so if I don't get it off of Facebook, they text me. Got like 50,000 contacts on my phone.
That's a lot of contacts.
And there are times when people don't want to talk to me, or they call me names, and I get a lot of hateful stuff too. And a lot of the times I don't know what I did, and I don't even know how to react. I mean, they're few and far between, but they do happen, and it breaks my heart. I got some Facebook mail. I can't even say the things that have been said, but I have no idea who this person is. What could I have possibly done?
They're just mean.
But it does go both ways, you know.
Yeah. So you played in Philly a little while ago, didn't you?
Right, the Wells Fargo Arena.
How was that? Because my girlfriend was actually in town that week, and I talked to Jimmy Starr, and he said,
Jimmy Jim.
Yeah, he said he goes, I'm gonna go to the concert. I said, well, get her on my show, and he did. Do you like playing Philly?
Of course I did. Hold on, I'm sitting here. Of course I did. I am technically Philly because we're supposed to go to dinner tonight, and that's when I come down to Florida, and everybody's like, "Yay, let's do stuff." So that's what those things are. Oh yeah, no, Jimmy Starr is the bomb. Jimmy and his very handsome, wonderful husband. I just we always hang out. We do breakfast, I think, after the show, and you know, I met Jimmy. He was kind of a fan. And he had this awesome store with this crazy stuff, and he used to just give me mounds and mounds of clothes. I'm like, Jim, you're never going to be able to make any money if you keep giving me all these clothes. You know, he's moving out to California too, so you guys got to stay in
Palm
touch.
Springs. Yeah, he's moved to Palm Springs.
Is he there already?
No, I think he's moving in December. I'm not sure. I have to tweet at him. We have to wrap up soon. Give everyone your social media. And, you know, and people get in touch with you and tell what's coming up, what events are coming up.
Well, the girls and I are going to be back on the road. We have a little break, but we're going to be doing an incredible, we're doing Anaheim on December 2nd. Just look at our Facebook page. And then we're doing this incredible, it's called the Riptide Festival. And we're performing with, oh my God, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire? Oh my God. It's like, I can't even believe that we're going to be on the same stage. That once we're going to walk off that stage and that they're going to walk onto it. And that I might just be able to meet this band and they've changed my life. I mean, that's one of my favorite bands of all time. Other than that, I just released a new record. You can get on Facebook or on my website, and you can order it there. It's JoyaBruno.com. Just go to the store. I'm wearing a red shirt, and you can kind of see my nipples, but if you really, you don't have to look. I just found out today that you can see my nipples through this shirt, and I'm like, it's too late. It's too late to change anything. Whatever. But don't hold it against me. I mean, I got cute boobs. It's okay. I mean, nothing crazy. Other than that, what else? Okay, possibly another new record, with some Christmas songs on it if I can get it done in time. And other than that, I'll be recording with Lewis. And the girls and I are working on a new song called Could Have Been. So we're just getting some new mixes back of that. And we'll be releasing, Let Me Be the One Again with a bunch of new mixes. I did a re-recording on that just recently. And so there's a lot of new stuff. You can go to our website now. Expose is exposeonline.net. And mine is JoyaBruno.com. And of course we have Facebook pages
and what's your Twitter?
Instagram. Sorry?
What's your Twitter? Because you tweet a lot.
Oh, my Twitter is, what's my Twitter? Is it just Joya Bruno, I think?
Okay.
Oh, I think it's Joya Bruno EXP for Expose. Somebody stole my name. Somebody stole my music. Somebody stole my name. I'm trying to get it all back, but it just doesn't happen overnight.
People are idiots. Well, anyway, you know what? I want to.
People are good.
They just take things, and someone tried to tell, my website's coopertalk.net. Someone doesn't even use, and they're trying to sell it to me for $5,000. I'm like, they're coopertalk.com. You don't use it. Just let me buy it. You know what I mean? People are mean.
I know.
It's like,
that's what they did in the beginning of the .com era. They bought everything. But, hey, you know what? We still prevail. We're out there and just reroute everybody, and they always find me.
Exactly.
I'm pretty easy to find. Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on. This is very pleasurable, and I love talking to people from New Jersey because that's my state.
We love New Jersey.
So people,
thank you so much.
No problem. People, go follow her on Twitter, on Facebook. Follow Expose. She might become an all-star wrestler in the next year. You don't know. So follow her, people. Follow me. I'm at Cooper Talk. That's at Cooper Talk on Twitter. My website, coopertalk.net. I have 560 episodes up. I'm putting a bunch this week because I have a lot of guests coming through this week. You can email me, Cooper, at coopertalk.net. Instagram, Words with Friend, is Cooper Talk 1 because I guess someone has the regular Cooper Talk. And I will play you on Words with Friends. You may beat me, but I have one thing. If any of you request to play me with Words with Friends, you can't use that meter that shows you if the word's strong or not. Because to me, that is cheating. And you can't cheat to play me. And Instagram one, I'm Cooper Talk 1 on Instagram. I have a lot of pictures of recipes. As you know, my other website, stopthesalt.com. When I went through that health problem a few years ago, I got out of the hospital. I wrote myself a cookbook. It's 120 recipes. Easy cooking recipes. Recipes for one. No pictures to intimidate you. No long list of ingredients. If you don't have cumin, you don't need cumin. I eat cumin, but you don't need it. So you can go to stopthesalt.com. You can buy it at BarnesandNoble.com or Amazon.com. But if you go to stopthesalt.com, I make more money and I'll sign it for you. But no one's going to that website. They're all buying it from Amazon.com because I think they get free shipping. So please do that. And please follow me on at Cooper Talk. Follow Joya. Listen to Expose. Listen to her solo stuff. Be involved. Get out and see live music because you know what? It makes you smile. So I'm Steve Cooper. I'm only as hip as my guest. Don't forget, drink your water, eat your vegetables, take your vitamins, and I will talk to you guys next week.